Hey all, today I'm going to show you an investment strategy that you could use if you were looking for, well, let's say a nice stable way to generate income, or maybe you're just looking for a conservative way to simply grow your money. Well, what am I talking about? Today we're going to learn about the ladder. Now, as for difficulty, I'd say this strategy is more of an intermediate level, but by doing some of your own homework and research, you could certainly be able to implement this yourself. I'm going to oversimplify this concept so you all learn the basic ideas of how a ladder works, and I'm going to do it in under 3 minutes. Okay? You ready? Let's get to it. All right, when looking at a ladder, you want to start with a fixed income investment option, something like a CD, US Treasuries. You could use an annuity maybe, or how about corporate bonds? For this example, I'm going to use fictional corporate bonds. But before we get started, I need you to understand that these numbers that I show here today are in no way related to the real world. So as long as we're clear on that, let's continue. So how does the ladder really work? Let's say we have $50,000 to use. And let's say we bought 5 corporate bonds for $10,000 a piece, right? Now to keep this simple, let's say these are just plain vanilla bonds we buy at par. Okay, so what does this mean to you? So you've invested $50,000 and now you have 5 bonds. So let's go a step deeper. Let's say these bonds each mature 1 year after the next, starting at year 1. Got it? Year 1, year 2, year 3, etc. Staying with me here? Great. Now, let's pretend that each bond increases the interest by 1% each year. Bond 1 yields 1%, 2, 2%. You get the idea. Now, don't worry, I'm going to do all the math for you. This portfolio is yielding 3% in interest, right? So we make $1,500 in income, or to reinvest if you want, not too bad, but look at what happens as time passes. Let's say interest rates don't change. So in 1 year, the first bond comes due and you get your $10,000 back. So you've got your interest, and now you could take that $10,000 and reinvest it on the back side of the ladder for another 5 years. Makes sense? If interest rates didn't move, what could we expect the yield to be on this new bond? 5%, right? So now our ladder is yielding 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5, increasing our portfolio to 3.8%. Now you'll be getting $1,900 in interest to use for income or to reinvest. So you see how this works? Now let's take this concept and fast forward another 4 years. Look at that. Now our portfolio is generating 5%, and that's if interest rates don't change. What if we are in, say, a very low interest rate environment and thinking that rates are going to increase over time? What happens? Well, let's take a look at another fictional scenario. Let's say that interest rates will increase on these bonds at a rate of 1% each year. Confused perhaps, but let's reset the ladder and take a look. Good. So what happens? After 1 year, your first bond matures and you get your principal back, and you invest that principal on the back side of the ladder just like we did before, but instead of 5%, in this example, we'll get 6%. Now let's fast forward the remaining 4 years. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10%. Now our portfolio is yielding 8%. Pretty cool, right? So there you have it. The ladder strategy simplified. If you are at all confused, I'm here to help you understand how this strategy may work for you and answer any questions that you may have. Please don't hesitate to contact our team at www.montevertigroup.com.